Shalom, Avraham Shira here in the old city in Jerusalem. You know, when you walk in this place, you're surrounded by so much history. And then at the same time that you're recalling national history, the mind is producing all types of memories of personal history. And you start to see that our individual destinies are bound and woven to the national history. And wherever you look, there's a place that my wife and I first went out, a place where we first had the pizza in Jerusalem, the first time we went to a Judaica store and bought a new kippah. The first place, you see down below the soldiers gathering because all the soldiers of Israel come to the old city in the Kotel when they pass their tiranut, their beginning training. And you remember here the great synagogue of Rabbi Yehuda Halevi that's been rebuilt. You can see the dome in the back. And you remember the palm trees. They keep getting higher, I don't know how they do it. And you remember the old falafel place that's no more, and the place you got, hot bread off the street. And you remember that there was once a Roman siege on this city. And before that, a Greek siege on the city. And since then, there's been Ottoman sieges, Byzantine sieges, Seleucid sieges, lots of sieges around here, It must be valuable real estate. Everybody wants to fight for it. What's the deal? But we know the deal. The deal is for the heart of humanity, because Jerusalem is the heart of humanity. And Jerusalem contains a spark of every person's heart, because this is the place that Adam came in the beginning, after he fell, and after he and his wife had to make amends and repair and restore and rebuild. They came down the mountain here at Har Moriah. They made the first sacrifice. And this city has been a city of sacrifices for 5,783 something years. And I imagine it's not really changed. It's a tough place to live. It's walled off. It's a lot of stone. But when you step into the walls, you're in a different type of place. And there's a Mishnah that teaches about the 10 levels of Kedusha in Eretz Yisrael, and it all begins at Har Bayit, in the Kodesh Kodeshim, and then outward from there, level after level, layer after layer of holiness, and until you get outside the Beit HaMikdash and into the walls of the city. And they used to be that nobody was even buried inside here because they wanted to keep the place without the impurity of the dead. And of course, the impurity of death is just the absence of life. So don't let the terminology confuse you. We want to demystify the mystical. We want to understand it's a very logical procedure that when a person dies, his soul leaves his body. And when his soul leaves his body, the part of holiness goes up to a high place. And the body remains where we know what bodies do after they lose their soul. It's not too pretty. But the soul goes to a much more beautiful place. And this process of purification, Jerusalem gives us. It gives us a sense of something. You can inhale it, you can breathe it, you can try to put words on it. But it's just that wholeness, that completeness, that sense of deep inside, it really is okay. Deep inside, this creation is really going in the right direction. And this race, the human race, is really going to succeed. Not alone, but with an excellent, perfect guide. So it's my privilege to be here, and it's my privilege to share with you a few moments about this amazing place. And maybe we'll take a few more little shots about here, because I lived here for about a year and a half, my first yeshiva, and it's just it's a beautiful thing to go back to the past, connect it to the present, and see how it's all perfectly designed for the future. All the best.